Good evening, and welcome to tonight's live concert and also live-streamed concert. My name is Mark McDonald, and I am the Assistant Director of Music and Communications Officer here at Christ Church Cathedral. On behalf of the Dean, the Very Reverend M. Ansley Tucker, and Music Director Donald Hunt, I would like to welcome you to this, the 58th annual Summer Recital Series. As with many things nowadays, the Summer Recital Series is looking a little bit different. That being said, though, we're very pleased to be welcoming, for the first time in several months, a live audience to a concert here, as well as our audience online, where we've been streaming concerts and services for the past few months. Please note that in keeping with diocesan and provincial protocols, we would ask that our in-house audience maintain 2 meters of social distancing inside the cathedral, and then following the concert, we ask that you maintain this one-way process here and to exit through the west doors behind you rather than out the doors here. We also regrettably have to ask you to make your way out of the cathedral directly after the concert. Unfortunately, at this time, we can't have visits with the musicians or your neighbors or things like that inside the building. Hopefully you can take that up outside or online, however you want to do so. And of course, we regret that we have to sort of push you out at the end, but thank you for understanding. We're very pleased to welcome back to the Summer Recital Series longtime favorites of the series, Keith MacLeod, Jennifer MacLeod, and Robert Holliston. Keith is the principal clarinet in the Victoria Symphony, a post he has held for 38 years. Jennifer has also been a past member of the Victoria Symphony, serving as principal viola between 1987 and 1993. She currently performs as a freelance violist in Victoria. Robert Holliston is the head of the keyboard department at the Victoria Conservatory and also serves as Pacific Opera Victoria's curator of public engagement and hosts their new outreach series, Inside Opera. Now, before I turn things over to the musicians, I would like to just take a moment to bring some other exciting events to your attention. The Summer Recital Series actually consists of 4 concerts altogether, this being the first one. We also have next week the Victoria Chamber Players, followed by the week after Jorge Carrizales, who is a Victoria-based pianist, and then finally ending with the Emily Carr String Quartet. In addition to these concerts, we also have some live-streamed concerts to do with Music for the Pause, which you may have seen around our newsletters and things like that recently. Music of the Pause is a collaboration between Victoria Baroque, Early Music Vancouver, and the Early Music Society of the Islands, as well as the Cathedral, bringing you weekly early music concerts every Friday night online at 7:30 p.m., and you can watch those via our Facebook page and our website. I would just point you in the direction of your program, which has all of this information, including how to access each one of these concerts. Also, I would like to take a moment to thank our volunteers who work behind the scenes to make these live concerts possible. A big thank you to our ushers, Janice and Gordon Wheatley, and to our production team, Ian Alexander and Marilyn Daltzell, who are making these live stream concerts possible. So thank you to all of you. Finally, on behalf of the Cathedral, I would like to acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, now known as the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations. We make this acknowledgement with respect and gratitude, and in an ongoing commitment to a journey of healing, truth-telling, and reconciliation. So now, for the first time in several months, as a live audience, let's welcome back Keith MacLeod, Jennifer MacLeod, Robert Holliston. Enjoy the concert. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for choosing to spend part of your Saturday evening with us. I'm just going to say a few words about the first selections on our program, the two Viola Songs by Brahms. These were written actually for his best friend, Joseph Joachim, one of the outstanding violinists of the day, and Joachim's first wife, Amelie, who was a very well-known mezzo-soprano. And so these are for that voice, and viola, which, as it turns out, was Brahms's favorite string instrument. So we are going to have clarinet in place of voice, but we do still have the songs imbued with the poetry. I'll just say one or two things about each one of them. The first poem is celebrating, or Brahms chose it because it seemed to celebrate the peaceful nature of the relationship between Joseph and Amelie, the mutually loving nature. And the images in the poem are about rustling winds and soft birds, etc., etc. Now, the relationship was not without its moments of turbulence. In fact, it actually ended quite badly. So the second song reflects that a little bit. It uses a medieval Christmas carol, and in it, Mary is begging the more powerful forces of nature, the winds that are howling, to be quiet because her baby's sleeping and has seen enough unpleasantness in the world. So we hope you enjoy these two Brahms songs for viola, piano, and clarinet.
Good evening. So nice to see live audience after all this time. It's been almost 5 months, and one can get rusty in performance practice, but it's a thrill for us to be back. So our next composer is the great violinist FRITZ KREISLER. He is a legend in the violin virtuoso world, or in fact, in the music world in general. He was not only highly respected, but highly loved. He was such a warm and giving individual. He had no ego to mention. He being one of the very finest violinists in the world, I'll speak a little clearer. He was one of the finest violinists in the world, but when he auditioned for the Vienna Philharmonic, didn't actually make the cut, which just goes to show you, it's a tough business. But he left his mark not only in the recordings that he composed, or performed, but he is legendary for his compositions. He was such a modest man that he published the works under fictitious names, or actually attributed to other composers. But after a while, word got out that he was actually the composer himself. And he was a brilliant composer. He had studied with Anton Bruckner, no less, who was a great theorist and composer in his own right, though there's different respects on that, though I like Bruckner. But anyways, now 99% of KREISLER's work is for violin solo, or violin concertos, or piano and violin. But it's such great music that a friend of mine adapted it for clarinet, and I think it works quite well. I hope that KREISLER himself would welcome that idea. Anyways, here are the Liebesleid and Schön, Rosmarin.
part that makes me nervous. So, as most of you know, Ralph Vaughan Williams was a beloved English composer. He lived 1872 to 1958. And in his music, you can hear the influence of English Renaissance and folk music. If you know the wonderful Fantasia on a theme by Thomas Tallis for double string orchestra, then you know what I'm talking about, because that is just exquisite, beautiful music based on a Renaissance composition. And the Lark Ascending, which is for solo violin and orchestra, has a lot of folk music, and it is such a beautiful piece. We have played it a couple times at the Armory when we do the Remembrance Day concerts with our concertmaster Terry Tam, who did a stunning job. We viola players owe quite a debt of gratitude to Vaughan Williams, because he wrote beautiful, beautiful music for us, solo repertoire, and he dedicated it to the fine English violist Lionel Curtis. And a couple of pieces that you may have heard are Flos Campi, which is for solo viola, choir, and orchestra, and his suite for viola and orchestra. This piece was not discovered until after he died. It was in his library, so it was discovered in 1958. And speculation is that it was written around 1914 and also dedicated to Curtis. and it had its premiere in 1962. And Robert and I love it, so we hope you enjoy it too. Thank you.
Well, everybody, thanks again for being here this evening. We're having a wonderful time ourselves. And we're going to conclude this evening's presentation with a set of 3 selections from a collection of 8 that was written by Max Bruch in 1910 for this particular instrumentation. Now, Bruch is perhaps a little bit less well known than Brahms and Vaughan Williams and KREISLER. To put this in a bit of historical context, he was born 5 years after Brahms was, so he's a contemporary of Brahms. He enjoyed a nice long life, so he lived until 1920. Probably most people will have heard the violin concerto in G minor that is played very regularly by great violinists, and a small handful of other pieces, a smaller handful than I think really he should be heard. Of the people from his time, he was very definitely one of the Brahms, Joachim, Clara Schumann type of school, which didn't particularly move with the futuristic goals and visions of, say, Franz Liszt or Richard Wagner. And again, to put this in a slight bit of context, in 1910, when these pieces were written, Stravinsky's Firebird was presented for the first time in Paris, and in only 2 years, Schoenberg's Piero Lunaire would make its appearance in Berlin. This afternoon, when I said that, one of the gentlemen in the audience smiled very approvingly that we were going to play something other than Schoenberg's Piero Lunaire. So what all that means really is that Bruch is a very romantic composer. He didn't abandon that idiom, and I think Brahms would have really liked this set of pieces that we're about to play, so I hope you do too. Thanks again.